multiple gameplay reveals, and even video game launches. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Today is Friday, May 29th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Like I said, we got a bunch of video gameplay reveals that I want to talk through. On Wednesday, God, it's a short but long week. On Wednesday, I believe The Last of Us 2 State of Play, Sony's Nintendo Direct type content platform, showed us Last of Us 2 gameplay, and we just got 20 straight minutes of Neil Druckmann talking over Last of Us 2 gameplay. He showed the big sprawling open world. He showed us a lot of very smart combat that was going on. He showed us ways to traverse it. He showed us a little bit more about Ellie and Ellie's backstory and her path along the way. One thing that kind of stuck out to me, besides that the combat has gotten really refined. There's a lot of different ways you can approach any situation. It looks like it. I hope there's still like the zombie part of it, because it looked like very much like a human versus human. That's what they're kind of showcasing, is like that the human on human contact, and I didn't quite see enough of like the zombie stuff that I liked in the first game. Another big thing that I saw was just the brutality of it. Like, I feel like maybe I have a little bit of rose tinted glasses, but in the first Last of Us, like, I feel like there was like 12 chapters or something like that. That's what I have in my head. And like the first 8 or 9 of them was like more about like the zombies, and maybe there's a little bit of human interaction, but it was mostly about zombies and survival. And then the last quarter or third of it was all about like that, like brutal, will do anything to get what they want, kind of like human on human combat. And this looks like the opposite ratio, and I don't know how I feel about that kind of ratio. I didn't think the game was all about brutality, and this one's kind of very brutal, and it seems to be a lot about kind of that human contact, that human on human, conflict. I'm still really looking forward to playing it. I'm kind of, nitpicking here, but I am very much all on board to play this game when it comes out June 19th. But I just, just a little observation. I don't know if it'll June 17th. I don't know if it will, come out differently when I play it. The big open worlds I'm really excited about. The multiple ways to approach things. I really like that. I'm probably approaching more of a stealth style than a like shooter combat smart, gameplay tight shooter kind of approach to the game. But I'm really looking forward to it. Last of Us 2 is one of my favorite games, or Last of Us was one of my favorite games, so I'm really looking forward to playing Last of Us 2. Minecraft Dungeons launched this week on the 26th. I've been playing it a little bit on Game Pass, and I'm enjoying it. So it's for those of you who have Game Pass, you can play it right now. And I'm debating whether or not, getting a group of friends. I'm really excited for so this is Minecraft's approach to a Diablo style, action RPG. If you like Diablo, which who doesn't, this could be the game for you. Got a 70 Metacritic. I think most of the reviews I saw said that it was, nice. It's a decent action RPG. I've heard it's really short, but that it has a little bit of replayability. I'm just mostly excited to have a like multiplayer, action RPG I can play with friends. I'm hoping to get more and more people involved in that. I'm enjoying it. I'm not really big on the whole Minecraft side of it, but the Diablo gameplay style I think is fun and interesting. I'm hoping to see more of how the combat evolves, or how the weapons and items evolve, and that's the big kind of sell. I wouldn't say too much about a 70 Metacritic, but it's the type of game that I like, and so and it's not technically free because I play for it, but I'm playing it in Xbox Game Pass. I think it's only $20, so it might be just good for a weekend's worth of fun. Outriders this game has really flown under the radar for me, but they're really ramping up, talking about the new third-person looter shooter that is coming out. I don't think there's a firm date for it, but I definitely think it's aimed at Q4 of this year. But they had like a 30-minute preview or 30 minutes of gameplay. They showed their pyromancer character as well as their trickster character. They broke down how difficulty's gonna work, how you like have world tiers and you're gonna level those world tiers up to get more and more difficult. 15 of them kind of seemed a lot to me, but yeah, you're gonna level up world tiers, but when you die, you lose like world tier experience, and so you could like drop down a world tier. But yeah, they showed a very involved tech tree for how you're gonna level up, and yeah, they just showed the overall gameplay. It's very much, it feels a little bit like Anthem's kind of like magic superpower kind of elemental attacks, plus like a Division style. I'm pretty sure I saw someone like snap into cover, so it's got like the Division style shooting. There's cover, you roll, you duck, maybe a little bit faster than that, but yeah, I swear I've never heard of this game until like, I think there was a teaser at the Video Game Awards that just said like Outriders, and then they spoke up in July. I think they had like just kind of like a article that went out, said this is what the game's like, and now they're gonna start doing these monthly kind of character deep dives or deep dives into the gameplay up until launch. So really looking forward to those. But they've already kind of shown me my favorite character, the Trickster, is like, there's a tank build, which for something called the Trickster I thought was pretty unique, but this is also their assassination like DPS kind of build, and then Trickster is known for like manipulating time and stuff. So there's like a couple DPS builds, like a tank build, which is cool. But yeah, Outriders is looking cool, kind of towards that looter shooter, Destiny, Anthem, Division kind of crowd. So if you're into those, check that out. Link down in the description below. Hot off the presses, Baldur's Gate 3 got a small teaser this today, actually. It was like 40 seconds. It just kind of was showing a few more mechanics. I thought it was actually pretty unique. It showed a few more mechanics of like, you could blow up. If you shoot the right pillar, the pillar's gonna fall and it's gonna like crush some people under it. A lot of unique mechanics that they're working through to really make it feel like a D&D game that you can play. You can do anything. That's always been kind of misinterpreted from the like the RPG games versus tabletop RPGs, is like how much you can do on a tabletop RPG versus in a RPG video game. And I think Larian Studios, who I give a lot of credit to, are doing a lot of good work to like make it feel like, hey, I'll shoot that barrel, I'll push a barrel at him, and then I'll blow it up at the right time. These are kind of moves that you would do if you were playing a tabletop RPG, but sometimes you can't do in a video game. So I saw a couple details of that in the teaser, and they were kind of saying that this is the first of this is just a small teaser for an even bigger announced later next week or next month. I didn't quite understand when the next thing's up, but coming soon, more information. Looking forward to all the information I'm going to hear about Baldur's Gate 3, and hopefully something I can do to blow some air on, blow the dust off of my Google Stadia. There's a new VR headset in town, the HP Reverb G2. This is the second of the Reverb series. And I follow VR a little bit closer than I should. VR is very near and dear to my heart, even though I don't own one yet. I'm really interested in the industry, even if it's not up to like, taking over your living room kind of levels, or taking over everyone's living room kind of levels. I still follow along with the industry trends, and I'm always interested in VR articles. The HP, sold under Hewlett Packard, but the tech in it is both a combination of Microsoft tech as well as Valve tech. A lot of the specs that I was looking at were direct comparisons to the Valve Index. It's got like a 2K by 2K resolution in each lens, which I think the Valve Index only had, or has a 4K resolution in each eye, so that's great. It has off-the-ear speakers, very much in line with the Valve Index. It's got hand tracking, which I think is where the Microsoft tech kind of comes in. They've got like hand tracking for using that. They have cameras, I believe, on the side, so they can really track where you are in the room and all that kind of stuff. And it is compatible with Steam VR. Maybe so. I believe what that's kind of saying is that you can play Half-Life Alyx with it, or any game that is Steam VR compatible. You can also use the HP Reverb for. It's $600, which is a little bit on the high end, but not as high as like the Valve Index, which I believe is $1,000. You know, I kind of value the VR market at around the $400 mark, mainly because that's where PSVR is. So this one's a little bit higher than that, but not as much as the HTC Vive, which was $800 when it came out, and the Oculus I think was about $600, like the mid-tier VR at the time. So you know, take all of those in, and if this is the purchase for you, I think there's going to be a limited quality and that they're open for pre-orders. But it sounds like a cool. Sounds like it's got a lot of pieces going on, and I'm really excited. And another reason why I'm really excited for the whole VR market is that things are constantly changing and people are one-upping themselves, and this seems like the next kind of one-up evolution of everything. So if you're into VR or you don't have one yet, this might be the way to get into it. I saw a good article by Polygon talking about all the E3 alternatives that are kind of coming in the next couple of months. You know, E3 is not happening this year because of COVID-19, but there are still big platforms for people to talk about the games that are coming out. One of the things I didn't see in the article, based on the timing and when I saw this article versus the news broke, was PlayStation 5's got a big reveal coming up next week on June 4th. But their list kind of started off with Summer Game Fest. There's going to be a whole week from June 9th to the 14th where Jeff Keighley's kind of using his Twitch platform to showcase games, kind of like he did for the PlayStation 5 tech demo and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. Cyberpunk and separately EA are both doing showcases on June 11th. Ubisoft, and we've talked about this in the past, Ubisoft is doing their quote forward, which is going to be their direct style, direct to consumer, showcase. That's happening on July 12th. You've got the Inside Xbox, but this one's going to be more geared towards third-party games and titles that are coming to the Xbox Series X, and that's sometime in July-ish. That's where people are kind of placing it. And then kind of to round out the end of the summer, Gamescom Digital is happening in August 28th or 27th. So, E3 is not here, but all the things that kind of make up E3 are still happening. They're just happening slowly over the course of several weeks, which I kind of prefer. But maybe I'm just saying that because this is the only thing I have right now. Speaking a little bit more about COVID, BlizzCon 2020, the Blizzard convention has finally toppled to the coronavirus. Will not be taking place physically in Anaheim like it normally does. But there was hope at the end of the article I read that there will still be something, maybe Q1 2021, and maybe that one will be more digital depending on the state of the world. But yes, Blizzard, I believe there's been a long journey of, it's like back in March, they were like, it's too early to call. And then in April, they were like, nope, it's still too early. And then finally here at the end of May, they said, yep, can't do an in-person convention in October, which is when it usually happens. So they pushed it out to maybe a digital event Q1 2021. PlayStation Plus titles for June have been announced. The Battlefront 2 and Call of Duty World War 2 are both coming to PlayStation Plus subscribers, owners. So all of the biggest hits from November of 2017 are now free to PlayStation Plus owners. So pick up PlayStation Plus. Didn't mean to sound as much as a salesperson right there, but I am actually looking forward to playing the Battlefront 2 campaign. I never actually picked up Battlefront 2 and played that, so I'm really interested in the campaign. I always like Star Wars content. And then I think I wanted to pick up Call of Duty World War II. I might still play that and play through that campaign of that as well. Um, Moving right along, Mortal Kombat Aftermath, the expansion to Mortal Kombat 11, is out, and with it came all of the came a return of a Mortal Kombat classic, Friendships. So rather than doing a brutal fatality, this mechanic of Friendships allowed you to kind of like just kind of show off and be fun and goofy. Had your character kind of showboat, and there's a lot of really good ones. I really like the Katana one, and of course I like Aaron Black because I like all things like gunslingers and Wild Westy. So those are really cool. Check them out in the link below and tell me which one's your favorite. A new gaming study talking about gamers' habits has a breakthrough insight that's going to blow your mind. Coming out of Newzoo, they've discovered that gamers have a habit of eating and drinking while gaming. No, I pick on this a little bit. There was a little bit more insights in the article I read, but it was kind of funny to just. It did sound like yes, we all know that kind of thing. Although I feel like the group of people that I hang out with that I talk to about gaming, there are hardcore people who are like, I do not eat and game at the same place because of sticky fingers and getting controllers all gross and gunky. So I've definitely been people who are adamant about being on the other side, but of course I sit here and drink water and like pop candy and stuff like I eat here. I'm not gonna eat a whole chicken wings while I'm playing, but I do like enjoy candy or a bar or something like that eating while I play. Maybe even a bowl of cereal. Who knows? I'm crazy. Last but certainly not least, I always like to end on CD Projekt Red stuff. So toss a coin to your Witcher because the Witcher franchise is officially sold over 50 million units. Not a lot of game franchises can kind of boast that big a number. So I'm really excited to say that 50 million units is a big benchmark, and I'm really glad for this. I only played Witcher 3. I don't know if Gwent falls in there or if like Thronebreaker falls in there. Maybe it does, but I really like the Witcher franchise. I'm currently reading multiple of the books. So yeah, I really like that, and I'm really glad to see that they've hit a good benchmark. I gotta break down like how many games have sold 50 franchises. Would be easy. Individual games would be really thin. It'd be like Minecraft and GTA 5 and like Rainbow Six Siege. But like game franchises that have sold 50 million units, probably a good handful, a couple dozen of them that have sold that. But glad that Witcher has now made that list. I hope to see more. I keep hearing rumblings about the next kind of Witcher title after Cyberpunk 2077. So the video game industry is lousy with all these kind of industry rumors, and so I think they just kind of fun up. But I'm getting off topic here. That's it for the week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. You can see more great content like this. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. I hope you have a super day. Bye!